Hello everyone. Um, I choose to talk about my own experiences and thoughts, how to develop better Drupal 8 sites. So let's begin. At first I would say you should learn new tools and ideas if you don't have any experience with those. Learn and use Composer, like it's the best way to handle these dependencies and so on. If you haven't used Drupal console yet, then you should start to use it and learn about this. You can generate different plugins, configurations, and so on with it. I guess if you haven't used PHP Storm yet, then you should at least try it and learn it deeply. Otherwise, it wouldn't help you. And also OOP. As far as I see, it would be smart to use custom entities for your own custom things, and of course tweak and other things related with it. So one thing which I noticed with working with Drupal 8 was when you dig into core, then you will learn a lot of new things and get some new ideas and knowledge how it works inside about these plugins and services and all the cool stuff which is built in and you can use and extend. Today I can just take this example that if I have this page, let's say views page, and I would like to let someone access to some kind of this page based on some field which I have in related with user object, and then I can just create this access plugin to views, and then it will be like integrated to this Drupal core. Well, I mean not in the core, but it will be integrated into Drupal the way it should be. It's much better than do this special route and show this view there and say, here is my view, and you can use it. I mean, you have to code a bit more, and it's not so elegant anymore. Or you can create other plugins to implement your stuff like fields and field formatters and widgets. You should also learn about these different ideas and these different systems. Like I would learn about views, fields, and oh yeah, and other plugins like migrate, REST plugins. I mean, REST to create REST. REST export, it's a plugin and it's really simple to create and use. It took me, at first I did this custom route and I created my own code to export JSON something, and later I talked with someone and he said, why not to create REST plugin, why did you do this hard way? I was like, okay. And it worked. I created my route and added this JSON response object there, but REST plugin was just awesome. I mean, later you can create different levels of access and so on, what's provided by REST export and plugin system. And of course migrate, it's at first I thought it's quite hard, and I would say it still is a bit hard, but you can just create some quite simple classes or YAML files to create these migrations for your needs. Yeah, like I told about views plugins, you can create views, fields, views, rows, whatever you need. It's when you look inside the core and learn how they are made, and then you can just think in your head, I would love to get this one, and you can use this Drupal console and just generate it, and later change a bit, and you're done. It's like, it's gonna look good and work as you expected. You can do your stuff with contrib modules, but sometimes it's like, for me, I don't like when I have too many modules and too much extra functionality which I don't use. I mean, that's why I tell you should learn about these ideas and things. Yeah, so next one. Okay, as I told you, I would use quite heavily custom entities. And have you tried to build everything with Node and taxonomy? I have, I know, and I've seen quite bad systems built with taxonomies and nodes. I had this site. My friend asked me help with the site, and I told him you should use custom entities, and he decided to use taxonomies and nodes, and he built some crazy logic like fields and stuff. Like it was like I didn't understand it later how it works. When he wanted my help, then I was like, it took me 2 days to learn why it works. I mean, he had some pages, some logics, yeah. So multiple paths for one page, and yeah, that was quite bad. For me, it was like if you have custom entity, let's say, you would say, let's connect these two things with my custom stuff, then you would get rules and stuff, and it would be logical. Yeah, and later it's easier to use and understand the system. It's built in logical ways. Of course, it's better because client can understand it. You can understand it. You can extend it. You can just say, you can just add to your custom entity some method to get, let's say I have friends. I want to add friends field. I will add friends field. It's like entity reference, and then I could just ask, give me friends, or get friends. This would be one method for this custom entity, and it's, as I see, it's much better than ask this from node or user using the node and another node, since you had some things for that. Yeah, these multiple variations with some shared logic. lately I had two projects where I used for one project I used nodes because I wasn't ready for custom entities and I didn't learn it, this one at first, and later I was like I didn't like my choices anymore since I had this let's say offices. I had multiple variations of offices, like one office was yeah, let's say, keep it this way. Multiple choices, and there was like multiple there was some custom logic to get some access to some content later. So if you had office related with you, and then you can get access to some content. And I did all this crazy logic and it worked, and it was all fun, but when I later wanted to just get list of offices and do something with this, then I had to say, oh, give me nodes where condition 1 is like offices and condition 2 is other type offices, and there was no way to ask just offices. I mean, and it's not logical. It's like doing WordPress where you have post for everything. It's yeah. And the other case was I had this site for machines. And there is this entity type called, I called it product, and I had different product types, and there was like different product types and different variations of products. So I had to add fields for each of those. And then I thought, okay, let's make a product type for first machine. So I added all those fields, and when I used custom entity because I had 5 or 6 shared fields. So I just created it once, and I added other fields which I had not in common. And so now I have this system where I have a product with my shared fields plus extra fields which I can add in when I need some extra cases. So it's really easy to use now. I mean, I hope it's understandable. I could show some code if no. Oh, okay. And yeah. So also caching. It's I think it's the most important thing to learn. One of those, since yeah, it's important. We want our sites to be fast and cached and so on. And with caching, the hardest part for me was these cache tags and conditions, when to cache and when to clean caches. And this is like, at first I did it some wrong way. I did my logic, and then I used some hooks to clear my caches when I reached the point somewhere, let's say. And later I learned about cache tags, and I added just, let's say, when my office is type or whatever changes, then clear the cache for this object, which is, let's say, some page or something. It didn't anymore clean caches for no other systems. I can just choose to clear it when I need it. I don't have to build it to somewhere else where it's not logical anymore. I mean, I could build some module and say, when condition this and this and this, then cache this, clear this cache type. And that was what I did first, but later I made smarter choices. Yeah, so another thing is services. Do you know about services? Like service is a small class what does something, and at first, again, for my first this harder Drupal project, I used I called them helpers. I did some objects and some arrays, and later I asked something, some information. But when my project, when I built my next project, then I thought I should learn about services. So at first it seemed to be hard. I mean, there are hard ways and hard problems too, but for me it was, I learned it can be as easy as mine. So at first I will create this my service, my event services YAML, it's my module name, and I can just say I will describe my service. First is like this service is machine name. I mean, it says it's services. So, and my events catering is my service machine name. So, and I will just say the class is this one, and I have no arguments. So, it could be removed, but it's there. So later I can just call in my code Drupal get Drupal service and say get my service and some functionality from this service. It's yeah, and it's reusable. You can use it wherever you want again, and it's when you use PHP Storm, then I guess it knew about this. Maybe it did. I'm not sure, but maybe it did, or no. Drupal console knew about this. I mean, there was this service list, and I saw, okay, this is my service, or this is what I can use, and I can just use it like this. It's again easier and simpler to understand why and how to use it. Yeah, it could be done some smarter way, but this is my simple example for now. Okay, this is some little thing which I learned lately, because I didn't like to write these buttons into my views header with custom HTML, and I didn't like it, and when something will change, it will be broken. That's the main problem. So I did, yeah, these are not the same thing, but the idea is the same. So as you can see, there is add machine button, and there are some names, and this is view, of course. This is a view, and I have this button over there in the header. It's action link, if you know about links and action links. And as you can see, it's really easy to create. I just said in links action YAML, I said I defined this button and gave some parameters. It's optional. I could have different route without parameters or whatever, and there is also title and stuff, and this class is there because it's in Drupal we have this special class somewhere which will route me back to this page. That's why it's there. I could define my own, but it was easier to use something which was already there. So it's yeah, and this appears on. It's one other thing which I like a lot. And there is like this views machine name in here. Like this says it's view. It's it was this this one is my view name, I mean machine name for this view, and last one is this machine name of this display. So I can use it elsewhere too. I can use it for get route to some link or something. So it won't change when I wouldn't change it, but there's no point to change it. Maybe I will change my route or path for this view, and then it would still work. I mean, this is related with this current view, and yeah, it's working, of course. And I could add another view where to show it, or another page to show you this this button. So it's yeah, I don't know, is it something what you would use, but for me it's like it's clean way to do this this button over there, or create this button. Yeah, so okay, yeah, thanks to everyone, and that's it. Since I thought it's gonna be 25 minutes, I didn't create too much content. So I hope, yeah, it was 25 minutes. You can ask something. Yeah? Yeah? What? It's gonna add this destination to this this button route. You can get back to this page. When you click this button, you will go to add your machine, and then you can be redirected back to this, let's say this location info page or machine listing. Let me, if you, or you want to see the code or what? You know this.
Because I have, because I have added these buttons without this class property.
Yeah, you can do it. Yeah, but yeah, I will show some example maybe if I find. Let's see. I need a Drupal site for that. I have something over here. Let's say it will add something destination. It will add this one to this button. So if you click it, it will come back like this. I mean, you know this shortcut to get back. Like destination, get back to this page. It's or another page. Like I could do like this too, maybe. Oh, it's not this. It's yeah, it's yeah, it's for getting back to somewhere. If you were at this place, and then it will add this extra for it. So you won't be routed some crazy place. I don't know. Let's say edit or something. I don't have this example over here right now, but yeah, it's. I can show you later how it works if you want.
One more question. Is it possible to add description within, you know, this cover message?
I guess so, yeah. There are some things you can do with this one. I think description, maybe it will be just description keyword for that, or attributes, I don't know. You can, I guess it's attributes and description, like you add classes, then it's attributes, and class and something, some array. I guess it would work like this. Yeah, I guess it's possible. You can try, you can just, you can be, it's amazing what you can do when you just try out something. Yeah. So.
Questions?
Do you have any questions? No? So, yeah. Then that's all.
Thank you, Kaido.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I hope it was interesting for you. And yeah, thanks.